The National Historic Register dates this house circa 1886, and the first known resident was Adolphus M. Franklin in 1907. He was a longtime resident of New Bern, and he was a painter, and we assume a house painter, not an artist, because this is a working man's house. During the First World War, a lot of rooms in the town were rented during that particular time. In the 1930s, the first floor bathroom and sitting room were built as a mother-in-law suite. The house was raised and sided in the 1960s, and the current owner, Lorelei Schaffhausen, I think, delightful lady. She recently renovated both downstairs bathrooms. There have been only 4 known owners. Mr. Scott, when he owned it, rented the upstairs apartment to the town coroner. We asked Lorelei, did she think he brought any of his homework home? And she said, with no reason for it, mirrors will fall off the wall in a room upstairs. Also, the floor was painted black. And why would you paint a good, beautiful wood floor black unless it was to cover up things? So we don't know about that, whether it's haunted or not. But she did share with us today something that we hadn't known before. In the Great Fire of the 1920s here that destroyed so much of New Bern, that house next door was used as a fire break. They exploded it to stop the fire from going. This house was slightly damaged, as was the one next door. But you will enjoy your tour.
So welcome to the Cutting Allen House, and it was built in 1793, and that was when George Washington was president, if you can believe that. And it was built by James Cutting, and he left it to his second wife Lydia, and she remarried a year later to a gentleman named Vine Allen, and he was president of the New Bern branch of the State Bank. And the house's original location was over on Broad Street west of the Sudan Temple, and it was moved to its current site in 1980, and the owners purchased it in 1981 and started the restoration process at that point.
Ham house, and built 1860-ish, a little before or after the Civil War. And that same family have been here for 100 years, and until 2002, when Sarah and Michael Afflerbach purchased the house, gutted the insides, and they've been renovating ever since. And they've done a marvelous job. It's the central chimney in the inside. It's a gable front house. The ladies inside will tell you all about the rest of it.
This property was actually built by Caleb Branham, who was the founder of Pepsi-Cola. He invented it. He never lived here, but instead he had a number of homes along Chain Street here built for rental properties. He had established a bottling plant up on the corner of Johnson and Hancock. He had purchased the Slover House, that great big house that's over on East Front and Johnson, by 1907. He kept this property until 1920 when he was forced to liquidate all of his assets due to the bottom falling out of the sugar market. He was highly invested in sugar at a very high price, and when it went down to 2 cents a pound, he lost his shirt, all of his rental property, his bottling factory, and his patent to Pepsi-Cola. He did sell the patent to a company a bottling company in Richmond, Virginia, and they were the ones who kept the name Pepsi-Cola and are the present day owners of the PepsiCo Corporation.
This is the Core Gaskin House in 1770. This home is one of the few untouched pre-revolutionary structures in the state. It was built by the architect James Core, who's also the architect of the Tryon Palace. It's a 2.5-story frame covered by beaded weatherboards below a gable roof. The front door is original. The Gaston Foundation restored the door to its original location after it had been moved. It was in the front room. It was purchased by the Judge William Gaston, who is also the author of our state song.
This is the Albert Casted House. It was built in 1910. It was built in 1910. He was a grocer and a butcher. In the 1940s, they made apartments of this house. In the 90s, they totally renovated it to look like it looks today. Pay close attention to the fireplaces, the tin ceilings, and the park pine floors. They are original to the house. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Here, I want to show you, we've got a little bit of information here. This is what it was like in the 1900s and showing a little bit of the revitalization and before they built Sky Sail. Currently, right now, you're going to go on the second floor. You're going to see one of the owner-operated condos. They live here full-time. It's a wonderful unit. When you get off on the second floor, look as you're going down the hallway because there's more pictures of building process